What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Amalgam Show. One of your hosts, Keena Johnson, and I just blew out the mics. One of your hosts, Keena Johnson, alongside Nathaniel Redden.
Hey.
I'm going to turn you
I
down.
didn't blow out the mics. I don't think. Hello.
Kyron Johnston.
Hello.
And once again, Shannon Hagler.
Hey, I'm here.
For the third hour in a row.
Fuck you.
I'm here too.
Don't put a number to it. Don't put a number to it.
Deceased hour.
It's a lot of fucking podcasting.
Well, you missed us back in our early days where we would just go from like 6 to 10.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was there for a little bit of that.
No, we had like the 3 shows where we did the Dragon Ball Super, and then we did
podcast and Pizza Time,
and then we did Pizza Time.
Oh, okay, I missed the Pizza Time one. But I was there when we started at like 8 o'clock at night, and I didn't get home till 2 in the fucking morning.
Yeah, that happened a few
The
times.
pissed off fiance rolling over and being like, "Why are you getting home now?"
That's when you say,
"Happy birthday, honey."
I was hanging out with your brother. He's a bad influence.
What's the Amalgam Show about, Kyron?
It's about pop culture and things that we care about.
Correct, well done. This week's topic, we're going to be talking about Avengers Endgame spoilers, but we are going to be talking about other stuff. And Kyron's going to bounce from that.
Yeah,
which
so
I should
when
give
I leave, you can leave.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have kept the keys so you can get back in.
That's exactly how it'll go. Yeah, when
Feel
Kyron
free.
leaves, if you don't want spoilers, you leave. Done.
What can you do? I've got your profile on my PlayStation. There we go.
Yeah, okay.
As long as you don't annoy my
I've got
housemate.
Naruto Shippuden. More about that soon when I watch all the rest of it.
All the rest of it.
If you...
There's a lot of that, isn't there? There's like 1,000 episodes of that bullshit.
Yeah, but I'm up to like episode 300 already, so...
If you don't want to watch Amalgam...
You don't want to watch the Amalgam Show.
Just turn off now. You're in the wrong place.
And if you do, please leave a like and subscribe. That would really help. Click the bell so you know when we go up, because we haven't done this in a while, and you might be confused. And then if you keep the bell on, you know.
Yeah.
We'll call it an Easter break.
Yeah.
Sure.
If you have any questions for the show, any questions, like what's our favourite cheese, comment below. Or
Gouda.
It'll email us at amalgamshow@gmail.com.
Like tasty, I guess.
Mine is like the apricot stuff. I don't know what the
that's
cheese
not
is,
that bad,
but
yeah.
it's pretty good.
There's this chili halloumi that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
See?
More on that later.
We can do a full topic of top 10 cheese.
Fuck, we just gave it away for free.
Yeah.
Watch
I
the
didn't
show.
say mine, so...
Oh, okay.
And Dean's not here. Does Dean even like cheese? Find out on our cheese cast.
I don't know, can you ferment it and put it in a bottle?
Probably.
Yeah.
Love you, Dean.
Check out Amalgam's Games Lab this week. Shannon and I, we talked about the PlayStation 5 and Square Enix and how funny the Bethesda press conference is going to be.
It's like one of the 3 shows we do.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
NBN, Square Enix, or the next generation of consoles. We
Yep.
just rotate between those.
Yep. So I think next week's NBN.
Okay. Unless EA fucks up between then and now.
EA
We'll just do
is
another hour and a half on EA's fuck up.
And then check us out on social media at The Amalgam Show and our website, theamalgamshow.com. Check out some of the cool articles we've been writing. What have we been planning this? What have we been doing lately, these guys? We guys. We are guys. Guys are we. What have you been up to?
Me first?
You go first. Whatever.
I've been playing Jump Force some more.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that game does a really good job of making me very curious of anime and watching the entirety of the anime. I still haven't watched, I still haven't finished Jump Force because of that. So I've got access to Dean's Crunchyroll and Dean's Anime Lab. And I've watched, well, I went back and started watching some other stuff like Fairy Tail. And I watched like the first half of the first saga of Hunter x Hunter. I've watched the first and a half seasons of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure.
How is that one?
It's a bizarre adventure.
It is a bizarre adventure.
That's what it says on the tin.
It's really weird because
Continue.
I can't really. I don't want to. Well, I'm going to spoil some stuff.
It's like a 10-year-old show plus.
It is. So if you haven't seen it,
I think, I don't know. I think it's a I always think it's a 90s anime, but it's like actually like 2 years
I
old
think
or
anyone
something.
who hasn't seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is still like, what is that?
Yeah.
Do I want to watch it? I kind of want to know more.
That's
before
me.
I
That's
watch
me.
it.
That's
I
me.
understand this meme.
So,
Yeah.
And then
in
That's pretty much it.
basically every season there's a new Jojo. The first one is
Jojo is the doctor?
No, Jojo is the.
No, like he's like the doctor from Doctor Two.
No.
So you've already lost
Okay,
me.
so it's just a lineage. So the first
The
one,
Jojo mantle.
they're all something Joestar, except for later on they changed their last name because they're Marion and whatever. But they've got Joestar blood. The first one is like
Star blood.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, seriously. No, just, okay, stay with me here.
I'm with you. I'm just laughing at it.
You think that's whack? Wait till I start talking about Naruto.
Naruto, I know that's whack.
But,
We know Naruto's whack, yeah.
But
I've seen Dragon Ball.
the first story is about Jonathan Joestar and Dio. And that is not the same Jojo as Jotaro, which is in Jump Force. It's a different Jojo. Dio comes back into it later because he's immortal. He's a vampire. But he doesn't suck blood the way you normally would. He puts his fingers inside of people's skin. It's fucking weird. But vampires came from South Africa.
Oh, fuck.
So they don't need
I was
to
this close to be like, are you going to say the moon? Please don't say the moon.
No, they came from South Africa. That's all I know so far.
Fucking what?
Something to do with pyramids because they're also in Egypt.
And also the apartheid.
So the power that people have in this, if they're not a vampire, they've got something called hormone.
No, sorry, I've seen that movie, Vampires in the Apartheid.
Okay.
No, remember, it's a weird movie where like vampires run the world and like they farm humans, but like it's a normal society. We watched it. It was some weird overnight movie we rented.
Must have purged it.
Yeah, no, not a very memorable movie.
No shit, don't talk about it again. Let's move on.
Jesus Christ.
So, but yeah, continue.
Yeah. So
Wait, hold up. Before you go any further, what is the premise of this show?
It's very no. That's just one of them.
Give me the elevator pitch.
Okay, so every season is about a new JoJo. All right, this is where I was going before. They're all from the same family. It all
Right.
started from Jonathan Joestar, who learned how to use hormone energy, which is like something that people from Tibet can use. It's like the
Right.
I'm one with everything.
Like
you
a
know?
chi
Yeah.
key
Yeah.
type of okay.
So what I'm up to is I started, and Jonathan Joestar was a noble English boy, and Dio was a peasant, but his dad saved Jonathan's life, and Dio's dad died. Dio went and moved in with them because he said, I'll look after your son, I owe you my life. But Dio is actually just an asshole, and they say there is no reason for him to be an asshole. He is just evil. in it,
Right.
he has no motivation. He's just an asshole.
Okay, so the story follows this vampire, weird,
well,
evil
he becomes
person.
a vampire.
Okay, so the story follows this Dio
And Jonathan.
fuckface
Yeah.
and the lineage of JoJo's through time.
This is Castlevania.
It is very reminiscent of Castlevania, but Dio disappears in the second series and then comes back in the third.
This is Castlevania.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
following that thing. Yeah,
Yeah. So-
okay, cool. So broad strokes, you're following the lineage of JoJo's
Yeah.
and this one immortal dickhead through time.
There's a bunch of immortal dickheads, but yeah, that's the main one.
Cool. All right. sweet.
The immortal dickhead
got it.
is somewhat friends.
Yeah, so they were brothers basically. They grew up. They were like, "Oh yeah,
You're
we're
my brother,
brothers."
Anakin.
And Jonathan's like, "I love you, Dio." Dio's like, "Fuck you, I hate everything," and he just wanted
Are
to
there
make
any
Jonathan-
redeeming qualities to Dio whatsoever,
No,
or is he
he's
just a dick?
an
All right.
asshole.
Okay, so
Like,
that's sympathetic.
I was like, "Oh yeah, funny meme, Jotaro Dio, like that meme," and then I watched it. I'm like, I really hate Dio. Like it's to the point where why is he even in Jump Force? Why does anyone play as him?
fair enough.
But it's
Edge
funny.
lords.
It's funny. It's amusing.
Is it funny or is it amusing?
Both. And it when you start to watch it, it starts to make a lot of sense. But explaining it, no one can ever explain.
No,
it.
yeah, okay. No, I've had like someone try to explain. I'm like, I don't care what you're talking about anymore.
But the way that it's drawn, the characters are lovable. The second JoJo is born. His Jonathan's grandson. He lives in New York, and
New York.
it's based in World War II times. So like the main bad guys are Germans.
Oh.
And they're all like, we want vampires because we want everything that
Always
is
gotta have a
powerful. And then Jonathan Joestar's like, I'm from New York. And the third one is, I think it goes straight into Jojo from there, who is...
My neighbor Jotaro?
I don't know too much about it so far, but I think he goes to Egypt and his adventures are with Jonathan as his grandfather. Right. So Jonathan, who was the main character in the last season, is now the grandfather of the new main character, Jotaro, and they live in Tokyo, but they go to like Egypt and stuff. And they fight differently. They fight with like their will to fight, which is the stance.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. But that's just them. I think from then it just moves on. There's a series of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures where it's everyone's female basically, and all the males suck.
Are they vampires?
I don't know if Dio ever comes back, but I'm still watching it.
Okay. It does sound like a fun watch. It's just, yeah.
Oh, yeah, like, me and Dean sat there for like 6, 7, maybe even 8 straight hours watching it.
Jesus.
I've only watched it for one night. And that's as far as I got. I haven't gone back to it yet, but I want to. And I've just been playing Jump Force, and I've been drinking, and I've been working. And I've been playing Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
Oh.
It just reminds me of when me, Kyron, and Dean would run around at my paddock and like smack cactuses. It's literally what it is.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just dudes running around beating shit up, and that's what we used to do.
And cactuses.
And we used to dress up kind of like that because we wanted to be cool, edgy.
Yeah.
Except the nice car is a Kia truck.
Jesus.
And awesome swords are polypipes.
Yeah.
Sticks.
Polypipes are awesome swords.
Shut up. What are you talking about?
And roof trimming parts.
Yeah.
I mean, is that not Gladio's weapon?
Yeah, it's just a giant gunner. Yeah.
Are you enjoying
No, that
it?
is Gladio. He's just a giant.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah.
How far are you through it?
Not very.
Okay. Have you pushed the car?
Yes.
It's like the opening
I
scene.
know. I just wanted to know if you got past it.
I did.
Because you had to watch the movie first, of course.
I didn't realize when the game started for you to be able to just do whatever you want. Turns out straight away.
Yeah,
I didn't
immediately.
know that. I was sitting there trying to follow along the story. I'm like, when do I get to do my own shit? Apparently, it's straight away.
At any point, yeah, you can just do whatever the fuck you want.
And I also
I think
was like, I'm gonna be edgy and drive at night.
That's a bad idea.
I got fucked up by a level 30.
Yeah, that's a
I
bad
almost
idea.
won, but then
You can do it.
Yeah.
It's just it's a nightmare. But yeah, no, I spent 10 hours just fucking around before I even started the story part because I was like, wow, they're just gonna let me go. They just let you go. You can finish like most of the quests in that game, like side area quests. Like you can feasibly finish the main side quests of like getting the royal arms before you even start the storyline.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think all you need
Really?
is I think. Oh, you might have to do the one first mission.
I think
where,
so.
where you have to do the first one where it's like, this is what a thing is. And then after that, you can literally do all of them and never
but
touch
you
the
have to go
storyline again.
find them. Obviously.
Yeah.
But they're not that difficult to find.
Oh,
No.
really?
They kind of just paste them all over the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very Ubisoft game, which I like, but
Yeah. Once you get to the point where there are actual missions to do, it's like, oh, icon, sweet. And the best part about it is like you can just auto drive there and just watch the pretty landscape
Yeah.
because the game's very pretty.
and then have like good Final Fantasy music in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best part of that game.
Just driving.
Auto driving.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just a really expensive screensaver.
It cost me $15.
Did you get the core?
That's about right. Yeah.
Did you get like just regular Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah, that's
okay.
all I got. I didn't get any DLC or anything.
Yeah.
I figure if I want more after the game, then I'll get more.
Yeah.
That's how I take every game now. But now I'm like,
It's a good way. It's a good approach.
Yeah.
halfway through Jump Force, I'm like, I wonder what Bakugo is like.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I look at my bank account and it's just like,
I come back to code and that shit.
Is that it?
That's all I've been up to, yes.
What have you been up to, Kyron?
So I've been watching Naruto Shippuden. I replayed God of War on.
Yeah, I saw that you were playing that
Plus.
on New Game Plus.
Ah, cool.
Did you
That
buff
was
up the
new.
difficulty?
What?
Did you buff up the difficulty at all?
Yeah, I still played like my first playthrough on easy.
What did you play it on this
I played it on
time?
hard.
Oh, this sounds cool.
Yeah, but because you start off
Yeah, you
the
well,
Blades of Chaos and
right.
what they are at, like they all get bumped up to like level 7 and stuff like that. To start with, and you can still just wipe the floor with them, and then you like you know how when you run around the game and you open up chests.
Yeah.
From now on, it's like there's things in it, but the thing that pops up on the screen is like, this is what you got. It's just scap slag,
Which is?
which is a legendary item to make your gear and equipment perfect.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Alright.
the limit is no longer just epic and legendary.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's now perfect, and there's different armors. Like I have the armor of Ares,
Yeah.
which is just really good for runic attack and like defense and attacks. So
Yeah.
basically, it's just the ultimate like fuck you die
Yeah.
armor.
Huh. Interesting.
And then you can
Yeah.
all of the talismans and everything like that. They're all exactly the same. This time perfect. And then, but you still have to like
Upgrade them to
put-
that, yeah.
to put more
Right.
robes on them and stuff like that.
Right.
It's fun. It's playing the game again. It's very weird. The one scene, spoilers for God of War, because it's still kind of.
It's only 18 months old. Oh, less
It's a
than
year.
It's a year old.
It's
It
a
just
year
had its
now.
year anniversary. But yeah,
So,
continue.
spoilers. The scene where you go to get the blades of chaos out of the floor is very like non-impactful anymore.
Because you've already got them.
Used
Yeah.
them the entire time.
Fair
and then
enough.
the trailer's like, I've seen those blades before, and you just kind of like, really?
That is like the weird thing about like, especially God of War, which is a very story-driven game, to like go back like in a very gamey way and
Yeah.
do that. Like other games do it, you like whatever, like DMC, like when you get like big weapons like that, it doesn't really change or whatever. But whereas this is like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other
Whatever.
thing that does change is at the start, you don't start off with Bifrost and you don't start off with the chisel. Because those are big story things.
oh, related items, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
those are like, we've already kind of fucked you over with the Blades of Chaos.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna keep some of the
So we're
story
going to
stuff.
keep the
Yeah.
story elements there, so you can-
It's actually really frustrating because isn't there a bunch of those like Valkyries in the early game that you could take on with the chisel? I get yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's probably like rooted in the like just the way the game progression is laid out rather than.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't have to Bifrost.
Yeah, no, I mean like the reason you wouldn't be able to do that is just because of the way the game's coded. Just can't let you do that yet because it needs to get to that point for them to trigger the Valkyries to exist, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I guess I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
They probably tried it and it just broke the game. Like, oh, we can't do this.
Because as soon as you get the pick, you go to the mine, and it's like, what the fuck is this room?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck is that? And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a Valkyrie. Fuck.
Valkyries are great.
Yeah.
Like they're so rewarding to beat, but it's not the final boss of that is just the worst. I hate it. I can't even imagine
the one
being.
in Muspelheim. Fuck.
I love the fact that exists, though. I
Yeah.
loved the fact that I walked in and was like, I spent the entire game going, I wonder if I'll get to see a Valkyrie. Because you have the whole thing with like the
Yeah.
things that you're lighting and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like, I wonder if I get to see a Valkyrie. Maybe they'll save that for the second game. And nope,
Nope.
there it is.
There you go. Enjoy struggle, bitch.
Yeah.
Struggle.
Yep. Fuck, fuck,
Oh,
fuck, fuck, fuck.
man. God was such a good game.
Such
Yeah.
a great game.
I
Like I said, I'm like,
remember-
maybe I should go back and play that game.
I think about replaying it all the time. I'm like, I got so much other shit to play.
Yeah.
It's like that, and there's another game I want in New Game Plus.
I've been sitting down going, maybe I should go back and play Horizon Zero Dawn again.
My housemate playing that at the
good.
moment.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I still haven't played.
it's really
It's
good.
so good.
After you finish with Final Fantasy, definitely do that.
No, fuck, just play Horizon. Fuck Final Fantasy. Go play.
Oh,
Final
The Final Fantasy will literally take me like a year.
So
With my
Horizon Zero
same
Dawn is
length.
just, oh, it's so good.
With my time.
Like
You
Horizon
can,
also.
you can mainline Horizon in like 30 hours.
Yeah, you can.
It's really, really good. And the story's really, really good. And I like the way it ends. And oh man, I can't wait for another one.
Really
I'm
good.
sad.
Prov. Anything else?
No, just Shippuden's weird.
Yeah.
Like, just
I know.
You're now content
What is-
you haven't
okay.
seen before.
Yeah, content I've never seen before.
Okay, I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
the dumb here.
Yeah.
Big dumb.
There is Naruto,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then there is Naruto Shippuden.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah. Like
What is the difference? What is the deal here?
So
He grew up. It's Rugrats High School.
Dragon
Fuck
Ball.
off.
okay, it's
Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Naruto, incredibly fucking annoying.
Right.
Like, he is an unlikable character. He
See,
has no patience. He doesn't do
Yeah.
anything. His character screeches, literally screeches, and is the worst. The fights are cool, and everyone else is cool. The world building's cool. The art's really nice. Everything like that. And Shippuden is Naruto. This time he's bearable.
Right.
And it builds upon it world builds
Right.
and shows like the reason for things happening to a weird degree. Like,
Would you have to have watched all of Naruto to understand what's going on in Shippuden?
I could 5-sentence it, and then you could go on to Shippuden.
Okay. All right.
It's literally Sasuke friend.
Because I remember.
Sasuke rival. Sasuke bad. Come back, Sasuke. Go get Sasuke. Shippuden.
Because I remember when I was a kid, there was a point where Naruto was put on Cheese TV in place of something else that I liked. I was pissed.
Yeah, no.
And I remember I remember trying to get into Naruto for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. And I dropped off and came back, and the stuff I remember is that they're getting all the ninjas from the different towns or clans or whatever, and suddenly I was just like, is this the last Airbender? And then they get them all together and they're doing like some sort of tournament?
Yeah, that would be the tuning exams.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I remember being fascinated by the idea of it. Like, it looks really cool, but the thing was, I remember that looked really cool, but I was not going to sit through the 40 episodes of filler to get to it.
Yeah.
Because everything before that was boring, and I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Before Shippuden, just Naruto was targeted at kids, but
It was dubbed
so
by
much-
4 kids.
Yeah, but there was so much dialogue, exposition, so much filler that there's
Yeah.
no way any kid that wasn't a super nerd
Yeah.
would sit through all of it and be
'Cause
like, I'm following.
I distinctly remember a fight that had a concept to it that I thought was really fucking cool for this kind of show, where they had one of the kids from one of the ninja
Yeah,
schools
villages.
couldn't use their magic. What do they call it?
Chakra.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rock Lee, and he can only use his punches.
Yes, and
Yeah.
but he can unlock like inner strength, and it like doubles his power, but
Yeah.
he still can't use. He's basically a Dragon Ball Z fighter without the ki blasts, and everyone else can use ki blasts, and he's fucking going toe to toe with this badass. And I was like, this is a really cool concept
Yeah.
of like, you're the kid that can't do everything else, so you've had to learn how to circumvent it and
Yeah.
do something else that no one else can do. And literally the entire school people were looking around like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid?
Yeah.
Because he does something like 2 or 3 times. It's kind of like when KO Ken like 27 times.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking cool. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I just wasn't going to watch all of it for that.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
Basically,
that's as far as I get every time I try to watch it.
Yes, it's that fight.
point.
Yes.
It's that fight. And then I'm just like,
Because also the other thing was I got the distinct feeling at that point that I was going to love that character and be really into the idea of that character the same way I'm into Piccolo, and then I was just going to watch more episodes of Naruto winning the day and this guy being fucking shunned.
Yeah.
Am I right?
yeah, basically.
in like big fights, but he basically does the Goku thing where other people will pull all the weight for him, and then Naruto will go, "Fuck you," and still steal.
Nice.
Like, you see everyone else pull the weight, and then Naruto's the hero.
That happens a lot. I remember
And you're like-
seeing and watching this one series when Damien was going through watching it. It's like that Akatsuki versus like a bunch of people from the Hidden Leaf. And
Akatsuki, okay.
yeah, sorry. I watched the Japanese version, so my pronunciation of a lot of the words are different because in the English version they half shorten it / pronounce things differently,
Yes.
but they're still
Yeah.
Japanese words.
Yeah.
So like Japanese, I'm like Akatsuki, and he's like, what was it?
Akatsuki.
Akatsuki.
Right.
Yeah.
What he's saying is actually Japanese and is correct.
Akatsuki, for you guys, Organization 13.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's basically-
Fuck. Now the funny thing is, any of you get that?
You should if you listened to that 5 hour.
Yeah, a blurry 5 hour. But didn't think so. Yeah.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
So
Fuck.
yeah, I remember just watching that, and they were all like struggling really hard, and they're all like almost dead. And Naruto comes in, he's like, "Oh, I'm here now, guys. Rasengan," and then he just wins.
And then
Yeah.
in Shippuden, it goes from Rasengan to rather large Rasengan.
Yeah, I remember like it was sort of
Wearing a
amping up.
monocle.
So good.
I remember like seeing Naruto and it was like ramping up, and then like by the end of it, like I missed a whole bunch of stuff, and like halfway through Shippuden, I didn't watch or hear about anything until like right at the end. And then like I saw like this cut of Naruto fucking is in this big fucking fox. It's just
yeah.
like spirit bomb.
Yeah, I've heard of that too. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? How?
You
When?
guys
When?
think that's whack? I'm 300 episodes into Shippuden, and Naruto and Sasuke are the descendants of the person
Yeah.
who created Chakra, who is a god.
Yeah.
So they're descendants of gods who like have traveled down
See, I
lineages
like-
that are destined to battle and be like, we're good friends, we hate each other, we're gonna bring about a great change
See,
in
I
the world.
like the idea of that. I like the lore, like all the lore they ever built up.
Yeah.
Like is really interesting. It's just that the show they built around it makes me want to self-harm. Like I just can't get into
There's
Naruto.
so much filler. Like
Yeah,
everybody
there's
gives
so much
Dragon Ball
filler.
Z.
Yeah,
filler.
listen, isn't there 1,000 episodes of Naruto?
Yeah.
Like how is
Yeah.
I cannot imagine how bad One Piece must be.
Yeah.
Like, because I am like absolutely determined to watch every episode
Yeah.
of Naruto and Shippuden, so I can compare the two and say,
Yeah.
like, is the show overall good or not? Like, that's my whole thing.
Yeah.
Putting myself through this.
Mhm.
I have watched. It goes from being really great character building, awesome fights, tremendous like world building, to a season of filler.
yeah.
To a literal flashback
I think-
season
I think
to
that's-
Naruto.
I think that's the thing.
Is it
that-
reanimated or is it just copy pasted?
It's reanimated,
Okay, good.
but it's also like
It is also
at
the
end
cheap.
of Naruto. You were talking about like the tournament that you
Yeah.
watched. Basically, you only need to watch another 30 episodes after that, and then
They start
literally-
recapping everything?
No, and
Okay.
it's literally 2 seasons of filler. If you go on the fucking Naruto wiki, it's called pre-Shippuden filler, and it's 2 seasons.
Oh yeah, you
Jeez.
should talk about this last time.
Season 4 and 5. If anyone's going to watch it, unless you care about the characters and what they can get up to and how Naruto
Nope.
I love Konohamaru.
slightly
Nope.
matures,
Nope.
just like an
Nope.
iota.
Yeah.
You can watch 2 seasons.
What's the name of the girl?
Sakura? Sakura-chan?
You know?
I don't know. There's him, there's
pink-haired lady?
Naruto, the emo, and the pink-haired lady. What's her name?
Okay, the big lady is Sakura.
Sakura-chan?
Fuck her.
Oh yeah, she's fucking.
She was annoying.
Like Annika is watching it in passing, and she's just like,
That's a bad use of the name Sakura. Because,
Yeah.
because
Like, 'cause
Card
also-
Captors was awesome.
Is she like?
I guess that's
is
why
she like
it's a
Misty?
Deep cut there.
what?
Is she like Misty from Pokemon? Like in terms of that kind
Misty
of.
was likable.
Yeah, Misty's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sakura doesn't even get remotely cool until like halfway through Shippuden, but even then,
She's got a very much, from what I saw, which is limited,
Yeah.
she's got a very similar dynamic, like in terms of Misty and Ash with
Yeah.
Naruto, in that Misty is a much more capable trainer than Ash is.
Yeah.
But Sakura seems more content to rub it in Naruto's face
Okay.
constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
Like,
Misty
you
will
don't
like
know anything.
Misty
Husband told me.
starts being like near to Ash, but as Ash gets better, Misty acknowledges the improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually gets to a point where when you get into the current seasons of Pokemon and Ash has gone back to Kanto and meets up with Misty, Misty acknowledges how good a trainer Ash is to everyone and like how he's
Yeah.
like one of the best trainers anyone's ever seen and he's incredible. And then they have a battle and she's a Mega Gyarados, so it's fucking cool.
Cool. That does sound
He's done
cool.
all of this in less than a year.
Yeah. And like the Pokemon yeah, the Pokemon stuff is actually working. They're actually getting places, which is cool.
Cool. I thought it just would have just kept going and just be just more stories other than more.
It,
Like,
it kind of is, but they also they do a good job of acknowledging their past.
Okay. Like I know it was like semi rebooted.
Yes, that's what Sun and Moon did. It was semi-rebooted it, but they didn't just go, oh, and we ignore the rest of it now. Like they bring Brock and Misty back.
Did they God of War it? Or is it not quite? Okay.
No.
I'm not even
Ash is just like, boy.
just like, there you go!
He's just dragging along this Pikachu.
That's not what I meant. You guys know it.
With the ashes of his Butterfree strapped to the...
You know what I meant, but still, I love that concept.
The ghost of Charizard is standing there being like,
Ash,
always be a monster.
Ash and Pikachu just in this boat, and then a giant Gyarados just comes out of the water.
They took one step backwards in the Pokemon anime, which really pissed me off. Which was
Pikachu forgot Volt Tackle.
Yes, no. But it's the season he learns Volt Tackle.
Okay. Black and white.
Well, yes. Like, so when they start that arc, so they've gone through Johto, Kanto, the Orange Islands, Hoenn, and Sinnoh, and Ash has gotten better at each league as he goes along, and he gets up to the top. As Sinnoh, he gets up to the top 4, I think it is.
Okay.
And he's getting better and better and better and better. And then they go to Black and White, and they are very clear to state that, like, this is the same Ash, and, you know, he's traveling, he's just finished Sinnoh, he's going to go to Unova and all this stuff. And he gets there, but they didn't explain his character correctly. So within the first couple of episodes, he's back to season 1 Ash.
Like character development.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like he's childish, he's immature, he doesn't know what he's doing. He like faces off a grass type he faces a Pikachu against a grass type. It's like, this not gonna. What are you doing? You know better than this. And like he starts making the same mistakes in Black and White that he made in the very first season.
Okay.
And you're like, that doesn't make any sense, because the whole point of the last 4 seasons of the anime is that Ash is actually really good. It's just that he's unorthodox. And that's what I really liked about the Sinnoh, the Hoenn and the Sinnoh League together. They paint this picture of a trainer that is really weird, but not in a bad way. And in such a way that gym leaders and other really good trainers are like, I don't know how he does it, but he wins. He finds a way to get the best out of his Pokemon, and I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
And they kind of paint that picture, and then in Black and White, he's just back to being a 10-year-old dick. No, that's not fun.
Yeah.
That's not fun at all.
And
in the new series, he's caught 3 legendary Pokemon and let them all go.
That's always the most annoying part about the anime.
Trash human being.
He doesn't actually get actual good Pokemon. He's just the cute stuff that sells well.
These will do.
Well, that's the thing, is that
He very much first 3 routes mentality, and then what he doesn't have, he's just whatever, straight to the PC.
Well, that was what I was getting at with the other seasons, is that they again paint this picture of he uses unorthodox Pokemon, unorthodox styles, and yet still wins.
Yeah.
But then they just abandoned that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I remember-
he's just a trap.
I remember watching Battle Frontier that season, and that's when because he went back to Kanto for that. It's him getting in all of his old Pokemon. It was very fan servicey, but those Pokemon also got stronger. And also Ash was a better trainer, so he knew how to use Charizard effectively.
Yes.
He knew how to use his Squirtle effectively. And the Battle Frontier was also just fun.
Yeah. So they are getting better.
Yeah.
If you guys hate filler in anime, that is one other good thing about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
No filler?
There is no filler. Only
All killer, no filler.
Only the first 4 or 5 episodes, but that's only because they're explaining how this anime is going to go. You need to accept that. This is what we're doing here. If you don't like it, go.
That's good. I like that.
But it's hilarious. It's really funny because the English version, they have ridiculous accents. They've just got some random dude from some other place and then been you do your best to do this accent, and he's just oh, okay.
Alright.
And every season has a narrator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the narrator is the Jojo of that season's best
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
In the first one, it's supposed to be a Cockney British guy, but he was halfway in between Chavvy and hardcore Australian. And he's blimey, mate! You full on got him in the stocker, mate! And it's he just goes on. And I'm just what the and he wears a top hat.
Oh, it's
and I'm
great.
just this is insane.
That's fantastic.
And then his teacher's some Brazilian magician who trained in Tibet.
Nice. Love it.
Is Jojo based on a manga, do you know?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It is.
And it's incredibly, the art style, the animation is not, but the art style is very reminiscent to Dragon Booster.
Holy shit.
Dragon Booster.
I do think about it very infrequently, but I do think about it.
The art style is like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen Jojo,
So,
like, just
like
various
when you like
pictures.
see JoJo, it's a different thing to actually like watching.
The
anime.
animation
Yeah.
itself,
And it's,
yeah.
the art style, is incredibly like Dragon Booster, Stormhawks.
I wish I could Google shit down here, because, like, I wonder if there's any connection there, like, some
Maybe.
team or...
Maybe.
Cool.
Oh, and I watched the second season of Dragon Prince as well.
Yeah, I'm on the last 3 episodes, but, like, because I watch it with...
start to finish last night.
Quick question: is that good?
It's decent. If you're looking for something that's kind of like if Avatar: The Last Airbender was based in England, then
Based in Fantasyland.
Fantasy England, then yeah.
Okay, I might give it a shot.
It's there's a bunch of interesting concepts, but they're not executing many of them yet.
Right.
Yeah, that's. I think they're just gonna save it all until like the last.
See, the thing
like
is,
the last season.
I
Like they did with
That's-
Avatar.
That's something that I like about Avatar. They had a bunch of cool concepts and they used them.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
never let anything slip.
But also, when it comes to Avatar: The Last Airbender, I can take or leave the first 2 seasons.
Yeah,
like
I
nothing
agree.
happens of consequence in those first
No.
2 seasons.
I think a point for one episode, and that's the episode where he does fire bending.
There's a couple
I
of...
I think there's a couple of moments that are
Yeah.
necessary character-wise, like
Yeah,
the
character
time he
building,
fire
but
bends
not
and
world
hurts
building.
someone,
Yeah.
and then when they blood bend the first time.
Book
Yeah.
3.
Everything else can
Book
just
3
go.
is when there's actual world building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before then, it's just we're traveling the world, and I'm learning water bending, and I'm still airbending though, and I'm not really doing anything else until book 3.
Yeah. Rough.
But it's kind of like that.
Cool.
I know that the other half of that team has started doing another anime about some dude who has electric powers, and he has a dragon, but it can't fly. I saw like shorts for it. I don't think it's out yet.
I know the animation team specifically, where they went on to do Voltron.
Yeah.
Like, after they finished Korra, they did Voltron, and then some of the writing team went on to do Dragon Prince, and then the creators are doing the Netflix live-action remake for Avatar.
But there's like half of I think it was the animation team.
No, might be, yeah, the animation team also might have, because they also just finished Voltron, so they might be,
they've
they're
gone,
probably going on.
like they've
Okay.
gone and they're doing this other
Yeah.
thing. I don't know what it's called, but I've seen shorts for it everywhere, and they're like, "This is what they went on to do," and it's like that Facebook emojis.
That team's split up in so many different ways. It's like everyone, like, from the creator or from the writer of Avatar. Like,
I hate the internet.
Yeah. Well, if you just got to do a bunch of googling and then just figure out where the
Yeah.
team split.
Avatar: The Last Airbender family tree.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all I've been doing.
What have you been up to that's not video game related? Or video game related stuff that you want to talk about again?
No. But, video games not much. I've covered that on the Games Lab. The only other thing that I've been doing is I've been sticking with Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, I've been doing that as well. I didn't write that down.
Yeah.
I knew there was something else.
We're in the last season, folks. It's happening.
We're in
I
the
don't
end
know.
game now.
We're in the end game now.
Yeah.
Obviously, I watched Endgame as well, which we'll talk about later.
Yep.
The other thing I've been really doing, or doing consistently over the last few weeks, is I'm now into the 8th season of Stargate SG-1. Old childhood favorite of mine.
Yeah.
I fucking love that show. It's great. It's all on Stan, all of it.
Yeah.
All the SG-1, Atlantis, and SG-1.
I now have 2 people in my life that are like big Stargate fans. They're like, maybe I should watch it. Like,
It's good. If
Yeah.
you're into, like, cheesy sci-fi,
have you seen Stargate or not Star Trek Discovery?
yes.
What's it like that to compare? Like, what's
Very
I don't know. Like, obviously storytelling is very different. But
No,
like,
no,
the
no.
thing-
I mean, like, totally very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it like okay? Specific question. Does it wrestle with interesting sci-fi concepts, which is what I think Disco does?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So
Right.
they do a couple of things that I really love about that show. One, they tie in a bunch of real world mythologies and fantasies into their sci-fi, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
They tackle all the sci-fi tropes in different, interesting ways. And the thing that makes the show absolutely like one of the top sci-fis of all time is its lightheartedness. The whole thing is done with the sense that the entire writing staff camera crew, actors, directors are all looking at the camera going, like it's all done with that kind of jokiness. So even the most serious, amazing moments are like still undercut with a little bit of levity. Richard Dean Anderson is the main actor. He plays Jack O'Neill, he was MacGyver. So he's got that kind of arrogance and bravado about him that's really fun. But it also means that when there are emotional moments in the story, they hit like a gut punch.
Because like, they still got good actors in, so they can actually carry scenes.
Yeah, 100%. Like there's really good character and scene work, and the thing I love about it is that as the seasons do go on, it does get more meta. So
interesting. Okay.
So there's a few more nods to camera and a few more like it's not nods to camera as much as rewarding those who have watched all of it.
Okay.
Like references and things like that, and you also get the feeling that at some point the writers and directors let the actors go.
Because that does happen in TV shows.
Yeah, because like the scenes, like by the time you get to season 7 and 8, the scenes don't feel like they're scripted anymore. It feels like the actors are improvising like half of the lines because it just flows and it goes like 2 or 3 extra lines than you think the scene should.
Which is improv.
Yes, but it's
good.
Perfect. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Specifically, the two actors, Michael Shanks, who plays Daniel Jackson, and Richard Dean Anderson, who plays Jack O'Neill. Those two's their chemistry is impeccable. So I love all that. The reason I've been watching that, so I started watching it last year because last year on Netflix had both of these.
Yeah.
Stan. And when I was flipping through Netflix one day trying to find something to watch, I found Stargate Atlantis. And when I watched a few episodes of that, I suddenly realised, like, oh wait, you need a lot of backstory for Atlantis, because it's a weird spin-off. It's not just a spin-off. You kind of have to have watched SG-1 to understand what's going on in Atlantis.
So like how The Flash is a weird spin-off to Arrow.
Yes, yeah, very similar.
Cool.
Yeah, and especially because there are a couple seasons that overlap timeline-wise as well.
Okay.
So if you miss a bit, you're not quite sure what's going on. So I then decided I was going to watch all the old stuff. I got Vanessa hooked on it, so we watched all of it. And then once we finish these seasons, we'll go and watch Atlantis. And then I don't know, I'll die.
That's the thing about that.
It's a lot because American TV shows are long.
Yeah.
Like they're very Japanese anime is longer.
Yeah.
But American television shows are long.
Like they're 22 episodes of
especially because
40-minute shows.
Yeah, especially American television follows a very distinct
algorithm.
Yeah, like a formula that they follow, which is your first 3 or 4 episodes are very important to the season. They're very important to the overarching storyline. Then you have about 10 episodes of filler.
And maybe they'll drop something here and there, yeah.
Yeah, then you have a very big episode right in the middle because
the mid-season finale.
Yeah, mid-season break. Then you have another big episode after that to get everyone back in. Then another 10 episodes of filler, and your last 2 or 3 episodes are super important because that's your season cliffhanger, which moves into the next one. And you can kind of just rinse and repeat that for 14 seasons. Supernatural. Oh. They do disgust me. I used to love that show. I fucking can't stand it anymore.
I started watching Supernatural on Netflix 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I watched all of it up to season 9, and I was
that's too much.
I was like, the fuck am I doing? Stop.
Honestly.
I know that for a lot of people dropped off.
I keep telling people this. If you're ever gonna watch, if you've never watched Supernatural and you want to watch Supernatural, first 5 seasons, stop 30 seconds before the end of the last episode. Just cut it off there. You never see the cliffhanger they put in that season.
Yeah.
You never know there's any more. Just leave it at that. It's a perfect show in 5 seasons. Season 6 is trash. Season 7 is a dumpster fire. Season 8, they slightly put it out. Season 9, they just dumped gasoline on it. And season 10, they set it ablaze again. And it's just been it's like limping to the finish line at this point. I don't know why it's still going.
It's super cheap to make, and it just keeps
an entire arc saying God has abandoned us, which is an allegory for the series writer abandoning it because they're like, it's a dumpster fire now. God's abandoned us; he doesn't exist anymore.
You can tell in season 6 that they have zero direction. They have no fucking clue what they're doing. To the point where they introduce a new villain and kill it off in 3 episodes. Yeah. They introduce an entirely new overarching
Yeah.
big villain, and in 3 episodes it's dead because they actually don't know what they're doing.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Bad.
It sucks.
Which is
so
why I'm
bad.
glad Arrow is ending. Like they confirmed the next season
Yeah.
is going to be, and it's going to have like a 10 episode run or something. It's going to be really short. So I'm like, cool. They'll do the crossover. He'll probably die on Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then he'll. That'll be
That
the
is
end
the
of it.
one thing I'm worried about because I'm in season 8 of SG1 and there are 10 seasons in total. The issue is that due to health reasons and some other problems, a couple of the actors do have to leave the show
Yeah.
and the cast gets changed slightly. They do a smart thing in that the replacement they get for one of the characters was the main actor from another sci-fi series called Farscape.
I've heard Farscape.
Yeah, and he's fantastic. He's a brilliant actor. He's exactly what they might have needed, but he just doesn't quite get there. Like, it sucks to be him because it's hard to replace a character that people are so attached to.
Yeah.
So he does his best, and they do they do realize it pretty quickly. So they only do 2 more seasons, and they do a final episode, which is a nice swan song and crescendo, and just
Yeah.
finishes it all off. But yeah, that's about everything I've been doing, other than Endgame, which we should. Well, what have you been up to?
I want to know your thoughts on the first couple of episodes of Game of Thrones because I've also seen them.
Oh, okay. It's all set up.
Yeah, no,
all
it's
set
great.
up.
To me, it's like this is the when you get back to the ship or the skyhold in like a Bioware game.
Yes.
It's like talking to the NPCs, getting your dialogue,
Yes, yes.
and it all sets them up. Like they have that big character moment, and you know, next episode they're dead.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. It is talking to NPCs.
Yeah.
That is what these 2
And
episodes
it's really good talking
It's
to
good,
NPCs.
yeah. It's really, really good.
So it's Skyrim.
No.
Like Mass Effect.
Yes, Mass Effect. Yeah.
It's better characters than Skyrim.
Have
No.
you heard of the Dark Age?
I just thought of like what is like NPC and has those, and I was
Fantasy.
Shadow
I said drag.
No,
I said Skyhold, which is.
Stop! You violated the law.
no, it's way more like did you play Mass Effect?
Oh, I tried.
Okay. There's a moment.
You should just go back and play the first 2, like 2 and 3 rather.
Yeah.
Just
don't
skip
play 1.
Like I want.
I tried to play 1. And
You
I
can
was
skip
like,
1.
And ran away.
I always want people to play 1 because it is a really good story.
One
But
story
like,
is the best, but its mechanics suck.
just
But
watch the comic.
there's a moment in Mass Effect 3 where you basically it's kind of like it's like 80s montage basically where you can go through and basically talk to every single companion
Yeah.
you've had over the course of the 3 games
If they're still alive.
if they're still alive
Which
and,
is-
and just talk to them and be like, hey, so our final battle's tomorrow, and you like get like that final nice moment. That's what these 2 episodes of Game of Thrones
Yeah.
have been. Like just set up. I'm looking forward to this week's episode because it's gonna be a big one.
It's the longest episode, I think.
No, the longest is the finale.
They came out with the run times and
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the finale's longer.
It would have to be.
Yeah, because they got to wrap up everything, and we're only 4 episodes left.
yeah, that's what's so weird about this.
That's the weirdest part about the season. It's only 6 episodes.
But they're really
Oh,
long episodes.
This is fun
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah.
Like, I have forgotten what Game of Thrones does because I fell off.
Where, do you know where you got to? Because IGN's actually got a couple of like really good like seasons in 5 minutes or whatever it is. I watched them before the new season
It's
came out.
hard though. Game of Thrones is such a show that I think you actually need to watch all of it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh no, I mean like go get
Because
because
like Annika hasn't seen it. So
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be like, if I can find a site that I can watch.
I'll
it,
give you
and then
my
I'm
copies.
just gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I will
and
say-
then catch up.
I will say this. I'm expecting that we might be disappointed by the ending.
Right, yeah, for sure. This is a
Yeah.
10-year-old thing. Like, it's the same issue as everything else that's ending this year.
Yeah.
That like it will be great in part and it will be disappointing in part. There's no way this can be
Yeah.
perfect.
I just think like I'm thinking back to like way back when Game of Thrones first started, and I watched it the very first time, and there was this huge thing where everyone asked and everyone wondered who was Jon Snow's parents.
Yeah.
And then it was really weird because everyone made it out to be this big deal. It didn't take long for people to figure it out because
Yeah.
it was revealed last season.
Yeah, so I've seen.
And it's been known by the internet for about 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
prior to that. Like it wasn't a secret.
Yeah.
What is a secret, and I think is great about the book, about the television show, is that the book for this hasn't come out, so no one actually knows how this ends because it could go any way they want it to.
Yeah.
And George R. R. Martin says that the ending in his book is going to be different to the television show.
Yeah.
So it still gives the people with the books the chance to do stuff.
And then we can get Game of Thrones Brotherhood.
Revelations.
Game of Thrones has alternate endings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then also they're going to do.
An anime version.
That's exactly what I'm going for, Kyron.
Yeah,
But like,
it looks
actors
like-
age, so they can't redo the ending.
Netflix
Good.
adaptation.
Maybe. I mean, they can always recast. It's a television show, not exactly.
Well,
Like they've recast during Game of Thrones.
They have, yeah.
Dario Naharis
Oh yeah.
has had like 2 different actors.
Yeah.
What's his name? I always forget the fucker's name.
The Mountain.
Not the Mountain.
He was recast though.
He was recast, I think, twice.
Yeah.
No, he's the motherfucker. The one that's been brought back to life like a bajillion times. With
That's
the
why
eye
I never
patch.
know who he is.
Yeah, he's been recast like 2 or 3 times.
Because I was talking to my housemate, we were watching the scene, I'm like, what? Who the fuck is this guy? Why
Yeah.
do I supposed to give a shit about him?
Yeah.
And she's like, trying to explain, I'm like,
He's
you're barely tickling a memory.
He's in the very first season of the show as an important character, but it's a totally different actor.
I'm trying to remember a person with an eye patch.
I know who you're talking about. He was in the first season.
Yeah, I can remember the first season, but my brain's like flicking through files like, eye
Yeah.
patch, come on!
Man, the
Nothing.
first season feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
The first season
It's the
started
only
when
one I've watched.
it's such a god. And also there's like like the thought of mine has been like, wow, like it is interesting to see who is left. Like we're in the final season and who is left from the very first season.
Yeah.
Like the list is small.
Yeah.
It is quite short.
Yeah.
So
And like, there's like characters that were introduced later that are still cool, like Brienne and stuff
yeah,
like
but
that.
I'm talking
like-
about characters who are actually
Yeah.
in the first season who have made it to the final season. It ain't a long list.
Is that Sheeran still alive?
No, they actually explain his death. Well, not death. So in the first episode where Bronn is in the brothel with the 3 prostitutes.
Yeah.
And they're explaining they're talking about the they're
Ron
talking
in the brothel with the 3 prostitutes.
Yeah.
They're talking about the Battle of Blackwater, where the dragon comes in and burns them all alive.
Yeah.
The prostitutes talk about a red-headed boy who was burned alive and doesn't have eyelids anymore. That's Ed Sheeran's character.
Is it?
Yeah, they decided that what they were going to do was going to have him he was fireballed in that battle and he was burnt alive, seared into his suit and doesn't have eyelids anymore and can't blink.
Allegory of him getting roasted by the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, from the fans in that episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
they
what
meant-
happened.
yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking weird.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I fucking loved it.
Yeah. Game of Thrones is cool.
Because they name him too. They call him Eddie. The character's name is Eddie.
Canonically, Eddie Sheeran. God, I hate it.
Of the Sheeran.
Oh, man.
House of Sheer.
Oh.
I also got Cuphead on Switch.
How's that?
It's fun. I really like it. What?
You just got your keys.
Yeah. Remember you're leaving when we get to Endgame.
Yeah, which we should get to soon.
Yeah. Cuphead on Switch is really good. It's just Cuphead. Also watched Infinity War on 4K HDR before I watched Endgame. The movie's great. I went to a friend's house and got a really good Sony TV. Yeah, and we just watched it like that. Like that's great. She's also got like really good surround sound. Not Atmos though. But and then we watched Spider-Verse in 4K HDR. When Wilson Fisk takes up the entire screen and it's just his face, it's just his face because the HDR is just the black of the screen. Like there's no color differentiation at that point. Where it goes from like the borders from like the aspect ratio, it just blends straight into his like suit.
Huh.
So it's just his head on a HDR display. So I'm like, holy shit, this is really good too.
HDR.
High dynamic range. It makes the whites whiter and the blacks blacker. That's literally the marketing for it, and it's like really good. Like works really well in games and stuff.
It makes when you're watching a movie or a television show and they're in a dark cave and it's shitty because you can't see anything because the lighting is such that like you need to adjust the brightness. What HDR does is remove that from the problem because the blacks don't turn blue, they turn black. And the lighting doesn't just it isn't just white pixels. They actually illuminate and make the whole thing better. So it actually makes things like cave scenes and dark scenes much clearer and easier to read.
But does it also fucking murder your eyes when like anime does that white flash on the screen?
Yes, that is also the thing.
That is the thing that makes me watching it at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, trying to sneakily watch it in bed and be like.
The point of
I'm awake now.
The point of HDR is that what they're trying to do is, you know when the sun's setting and you're driving in your car and it fucking sucks because it's in your eyes? They want to be able to replicate that on a TV screen. So if you see a sunset on the TV, it actually hurts because they're doing it that well. That's the idea behind it.
Okay, that's
I
really
felt that
good.
really
That's
before.
evil.
I don't know if it's like because it actually hurts or because it's happened so many times and when I see a picture of it I'm like,
yeah. But that's the idea of HDR. It's awesome. It's a cool idea. Yeah.
I want a HDR TV.
Yeah.
But I will never get one because I'm poor. Also, yeah, Spider-Verse, and that's it. Yep, cool.
Cool.
Alright, we're going to get into an end game.
Do you want to know our basic impressions? Like, non-spoil?
I want to know shit.
I think
Alright.
not even if we thought it was good
Go
or
on,
bad.
get.
I'm expecting it to be as good as the first Avenger.
Like Captain America, the first Avenger.
Yup.
Okay.
I don't understand. It's a good movie.
It is, but like it's a pretty solid movie.
It's a fine movie.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Endgame to be fine.
Okay, alright. That's
It's not a knock against first Avenger.
Alright, there'll probably be a cut here too while we just
Yeah,
remove
I should-
Kyron
thank
from
you.
the equation.
Alright.
57. More.
Alright, bye.
Be safe.